Bien, bien, bien. For it is I, the one and only, El Vagabundo, Hijo del Hobo, El Vagabundo Dos. And you know what that means? It's time for another edition of Wrestling and Food with a little twist. So you know what? Before I start, hit my music. Bien, bien, bien. Also, this is a special edition. So if you live here in Florida like I do, grab your sweet tea, which I've learned that many foreigners have no idea that tea could be sweet. And of course, because it's pure gringo Americano, some American whiskey. This particular one's Redneck Riviera. Work hard, play hard. Again, the red, white, and blue, the colors that never run. For it's also that special day, as was noted by the NWA commenters. It was a special NWA 4th of July. That means I want all you fat, slovenly, overweight. Oh, wait. I don't want to try for me. But it doesn't matter. I want everyone to stand up. Yeah, and I have my El Gato Americano shirt on. Put your hand over your heart and listen to the playing of the greatest national anthem with bikini women. Now that we've done our American tradition, it's time to get to some wrestling. So this was a special occasion, and because it was the 4th of July, the NWA aired at an odd time, I think because they had some movies playing, and just like an extra half hour. So not anything too bad. So it went from 11:30 to 12:30. So, because 12, I think from midnight till 1. Yeah. There's a Puerto Rican wrestling. So at the end, of course, the NWA, you have the WWC coming live from Puerto Rico, which years ago wanted to be able to sell Redneck Riviera whiskey. Well, not really. They wanted to be a state. They voted that down. They still like their independence. They are a protectorate. That means they have to follow American laws. But we don't necessarily impose our presidency upon them. And we offer them protection. Plus, they are technically U.S. citizens as well. So they can do kind of a whole bunch of stuff. They get protected. But they have to follow our laws. There's always a catch. And there's probably a lot worse things to happen than that. And there's probably some other things that I'm forgetting. Again, I know a little bit about legal systems, not that well versed, but I do know my history. So again, NWA Power, so good. I love the fact that they do recaps. They have all kinds of wrestling, tag team wrestling, women wrestling, singles matches. The singles matches, when they're supposed to be short, they're short, which is great. I mean, 5 to 7 minutes is all you really need. Always have some good promos in between. Again, also a really good thing that they do. Again, all the wrestling's solid. They do have, I think the younger people have a little bit more so of an NWA style, but they also have the British Strong Style by Tom Latimer, a little bit more of the Mexican lucha style. Again, depending on where that person's from, they have that. It's good, short, quick, to the point. You can follow the storylines. I do like the storyline of the Southern Gentlemen, though. They're just, again, it's that old throwback to the old school NWA. I'm not too sure how well the Southern Gentlemen would fit in the WWE, or AEW it's just a mess. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very niche, focused demographic. I'll say, to be nice. But yeah, it's just refreshing, and it's only an hour. You can sit down and relax. You're not saying, oh, when is this going to end? It's like, you're not staring at your watch saying, I still have an hour and a half more before the show's over. Or even a half an hour. Sometimes 20 minutes seems long. Well, we did hear the Sami Zayn versus CM Punk match was really good, though. Again, one 20-minute match, which makes sense. It is for a championship, so I can see it going about 20 minutes. I think it took like a half hour. I think it was like the last half hour of the show. It makes sense. You do not, oh please, AEW, you do not need every match to be 25 minutes long. Way too long, way too dragged out. NWA, they're a little bit at the other spectrum, but again, their main event might be 15-20 minutes with entrances for an hour show. Not bad. They still have, I think, they always have about 4 to 6 matches, so that's good. And then again, because there was an extra half hour, I said, bien. I'll watch some Puerto Rican wrestling. So there's going to be a little bonus to that. And also, Senior Hobo Tom declared this to be Cheeseburger Month. Again, in honor of the 4th of July, it is Cheeseburger Month. There's a special. How to make, again, took away my demographics. People from Brazil might want to know how to make a basic American cheeseburger and what goes along with that. So yes, there'll be other cheeseburger related things on how to cook. I think there's going to be cheeseburger pizza, Mott's Burgers, amazing, and then 2 bacon cheeseburgers in paradise. Yeah, that sounds good. It's all good. So again, enjoy this episode of NWA Power. Mainly the highlights, some Puerto Rican wrestling from the WWC. And then stay tuned, again, mainly for those of foreign descent, to see how to make a good old-fashioned American cheeseburger. And you know what? Because it was the 4th of July, there'll be an encore of fireworks. Yes, always the fireworks. A couple other things coming up. Senior Hobo Tom is actually going to go to a baseball game. A couple of baseball games. So you will see videos about him going to his baseball games. Because baseball is fun. Especially live, even in the heat. Gonna hydrate. Again, when you hydrate, do not drink a whole bottle of this. Instead, if you're hydrating, maybe you want a whole bottle, good old-fashioned sweet tea. And then, of course, there's always my drug of choice, cherry soda, cheer wine, however you call it. Amazing. Very refresco. Again, bien. Enjoy some pro wrestling, folks. And again, learn how to make some...
Some fun. The urban playboy, pretty boy smooth. And I got a question for you boys. Do either of you know who King Trevor is? See, you may be King Trevor and Knox and Franks and Beans.
The best at everything. But in this era, it now makes me the NWA World Women's Champion. And pathetically so, I must mention the previous champion, Natalia Markova. She's so egotistical, and although I defeated her in
by the monster of a man that is El Dragon Gihan. Last we saw you, main event of Integrated Power. Your frustration seemed to come to a head. Tom Ladder, of course, being the outlet of that. But I have to ask where your mind is at, and also as you left, I did see you leave with Brandon McCord, and yet he's not here with you now. This week's guest is none other than the Silver Snake, Richard Adonis. Rich, how are you? Can't complain too much. I like that. When I brought you on here today, I wanted to ask you about your loss last week to the Pope, and I'm not talking about
Waist lock. Standing switch by Fenrir. Standing switch by Parker. All right, to the hammer lock. Got a bit of a feeling out process between these two. First time they've competed against each other ever. Whoa! Arm drag. Hey!
Me. Don't slamming me in the middle of that radio. I'm so sick of it. So you know what? Now that we have a common enemy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help you out. So when we win,
You had the match won. You hit the knees and everything, and you had the match won. Why did you tag me in when you had it? But listen, that's because Hope wants you. You know, Hope wants you to get the glory. I don't need it. Look.
Women's Championship.
The Bell Ray and Tiffany turned around and said something to Greta, and I really wondered what was said. It's like, wait, I'll be right back, or, this.
Of course, long history between Giselle Shaw and Tiffany Nieves. Giselle Shaw won that television title, beating Tiffany Nieves at the Crockett Cup. Controversial fashion.
Yes, it was.
Still got it done. Not controversial at all. Well, right down the middle. But that's neither here nor there. It's Giselle Shaw fighting for her friend, Natalia Markova. Yeah, I agree with that guy in the front row. He said Tiffany move. Between Markova and the Giant. Not at all. And how about you Greta with that? An impressive upset win. Yeah, beating Natalia Markova, former world of the champion, needs a knee to the back. Look at Samantha Starr. The Star up on the apron. As Markova just gets launched into the corner. Hey, now what a move by Samantha Starr. We can't cut her short. Remember, she comes from world-class magic stuff, does she not? Yeah, 100%. Third-generation professional wrestler on both sides of her family as the tag is made.
Should Carl back out with that backstep and Benedict Arnold. Harry Morton's going to be here on Power next week. Drill Billy's going to be looking for him. I know you said you didn't have anything to do with it, man. It was just between us what was going on there. But that guy stabbed me in the back. And he's going to have to pay for what he's supposed to go, man. I stand behind you on it. And I hear you, man, but I got my own problems right now. I walk with the hunger of old gods and the rage of ruined cities. Whatever game you want to play, we all go back in the same box. We are all going to die one day. I intend to deserve it. Everyone said it would be a dark day when a magician ruled as a wrestler. Every day will end. Every sun will set. May magic reign forever. May the sun...
Markova. Markova's firing back. Markova's firing back. She's outnumbered though, Joey G. She's still out. Boom! DDT on Nieves. Yeah, but look at Greta.
Don't turn your back on Greta.
Her out. On the hand of the throat. The belt's on the table. Go to the down. Yes! Through the table. Onto the perk. The
And a little bonus wrestling. Some ladies wrestling from a high school gym somewhere in Puerto Rico. Bien, bien, bien.
Porque me voy a estar explicando una vez más. Yo sé que tú eres Puerto Rico quiere ver esto. Porque esto es una guerra que no acaba.
Sábado 19 de agosto a las 8 de la noche en la cancha de Cheeseburgers de Bayamón. Lucha ordenada por el presidente del WWC, Víctor Lucha, y 3 estrellas.
Are they even allowed to show this? Jacob Fatu. Whoa. Oh, NWA Fusion. La Parca. Hello, folks. Bien, bien, bien. From the one, the only, I'm Io del Hobo el Vagabundo Dos. Again, we will be watching some wrestling. It's NWA. It's also the 4th of July. So if you hear a lot of boom going on, that is, and some flashes of light, that is because it's the 4th of July. People are setting off fireworks. And of course, this is July, therefore it is cheese. It is cheese. I declare it to be Cheeseburger Month. I rolls. And these perfectly formed round patties. And if you want to know how I form round patties, what you do, you take a look at the bottom of any saucer, and you'll see how it almost perfectly fits. Ooh, that was a close one. How it almost perfectly fits the plates. I'm going to put those back in the refrigerator. So let's take a look outside this door. Maybe we'll see some fireworks over here. You never can tell. As you can hear them. Oh, a little flash of light somewhere. Boom! Let's see. Okay, so I showed you some fireworks. Yep, that was pretty cool. I'm getting hungry though. Oh, look at those. Pretty sparklers. I'm going to show you guys how Americans make classic traditional cheeseburgers. Nothing too fancy. First things first. You hear things go boom a lot back here, so that's going to happen. Hopefully I don't blow up when I turn on said grill. That would be bad. Gotta take the cover off. Turn on the grill. You guys can't see it because I forgot to turn on the light because it's still kind of bright out here for 9 o'clock. And my eyes aren't that horrible. And besides, I do have the fireworks lighting up the night sky for me. It's nice and different. Can't hurt to engage. Yep, there we go. Nice heat going. We get that all warmed up. Head on back into the house. And the thing that actually takes the longest to cook besides the cheeseburgers are actually the french fries. And it's the 4th of July, so I'm going to have a couple different variations of that. And I'm going to probably watch a movie about how Americans save the world. Again, Pacific Rim, so I have my buns coming up to temperature. I saw that. In the one drawer, have everything I need. French fries will be coming out. Go there. Cut up some lettuce, some onion, tomato, atomic pickles. Of course, pickle spears, can't go without that. We have some root beer. So that is American. We're going to have some little schmackerels of snacks as well. That's why I'm starting this kind of now. Very simply, if you do not know how to cook French fries, you probably do not belong in any kitchen. Again, clean stuff up. Very simply said, open said bag of French fries. Kind of making like a little sampler platter, so you don't need that many. It's already pre-seasoned. I might season some up more later. Anything that falls, just a little bonus. Back into the freezer it goes for another day, another night. They're good for about, actually 3 nights. So at about 420, bake. My time is hot, we'll set the other stuff in there. Everything will be sanitized. And I'll be back. Okay, so the thing about cheeseburgers and me is that I tend to move very quickly. So the first thing I like to do, because these have been sitting for the most part in the refrigerator, I like to take these buns. I'm not going to put them on the oven surface because that would be bad. Take them, split them, and very quickly for a very short amount of time, I'll put them in the oven just to warm up. And really, that's just to get them to temperature. And while I do that, kind of multitask, and I'm going to set up cheeseburgers. So I'm going to put as many as I can in the oven. Show you what I mean. Have them just sitting there for a little bit, French fries on top. These can go back inside the refrigerator. Eventually these go back in the freezer. Take my burgers, my Delicioso burgers. Goes out with an arm. I just do want to check on one thing. I don't even care about this. Let's see. Ah, look at that beautiful pinkness of the burger. Yeah, that's the only thing I truly care about right now. Sorry about that, folks. I'm trying to get a lot done. Because my computer decided to go fritzy on me. Again, whenever you want to do something important, things always break. We might see more fireworks happening. So I have the Hobo studio set up a little bit. Going to put that down there for 30 seconds, very quick time. Turn the lights so I can see what the frill I'm doing. If you don't know the word frill, that's an old Farscape reference. If you don't know Farscape, you are not a cultured person. Boom goes the dynamite. Yep, they're done. Just spritzing a little bit, so it's not too bad out here. There we go. I'm going to take these off. If something cool happens, I'll let you guys know. Wow, I put this on good. There we go. So much fireworks happening. I like to put my burgers on the top rack because this way they cook but they don't burn. So you can hear that sizzle. Go back inside. Again, when you're cooking, when I cook cheeseburgers, things go very quickly. You can see some fireworks right beyond those trees. That strange light. Yes, it's not the aliens. It's just, well, people acting like aliens, setting off fireworks. Oh wow, that table is bending down significantly. Something I'm going to have to replace one day. Another cost. Put that plate there. I'm going to put that away. First thing I'm going to do is pull out the buns because those will be cooking. You want them, again, they're going to be toasty feeling, which is what you do want. Be careful, do not burn your hand. That would be bad. I put it up in a very timely fashion. The French fries are still cooking. They take longer. And a little toasty there. Yeah, it's not bad. Wash your fingers, folks. Top. And there we go. So that is all set up. Make a little space over here. Can't wait a little bit until next week. I do have to clean up the house a wee bit. I'm going to set this up. Get out a chopping board from somewhere. Any chopping board would suffice. Also, while we're doing that, basic cheeseburgers, just get basic cheese. Eventually I will be putting that out. Next couple steps are all up to you. I like to use mayonnaise. Do like some mayo on my burgers. All depends how you like to put it on. I learned a long time ago you can actually use a spoon. Let's lob that on the top. A little spread here. Another glob. And a little spread. Final dob for the third one. A little spread. And I also do like mustard on my cheeseburger. I got a whole thing of yellow mustard. This whole jar will probably last me a very long time. That up. People say top or bottom. We'll swirl on top. I didn't have any ketchup because I did not feel like waiting in line at Walmart yesterday to find ketchup, plus wait in line because Walmart was an absolute madhouse, and I did not want to honestly deal with that. So that was a whole pile of nonsense. It did not have any shredded lettuce, so I just got some whole leaf lettuce. And chop up a little bit. Actually, you can just rip it a little bit. Don't even need to chop it. That's probably more than enough. And it all depends on how you like to build your cheeseburger. That's probably more than enough leaf lettuce. Depending how long this lasts, I might wait a while, and I might use that for my cheeseburger pizza, which will be next week. Now, I like to build things a little bit differently. My hot atomic pickles. A plastic piece. Seal. Oh, atomic pickles. Good spice. Those are nice and big. Oh, wow, that is good spice. Three on each is more than, ooh, that's really spicy. That's good. Ooh, good stuff there, baby. So in theory, the French fries are done cooking. I have my lettuce set up. We'll put that off to the side. Remember, the burgers are also cooking. Do not forget about that. And chop up everything, flip the burgers, and then probably by then it'll almost be done. And you'll see what some American cheeseburgers look like. Onion. One cut. Second cut. Third to get rid of that first layer. Peel. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. You cleaner part. Either way, I do like me some onion. I like it nice and thin. It's enough for one. Second, and this will probably be enough to finish everything else up. Again, this is more so the classical version. Actually, I might need just a little bit more onion. That's fine. There's no such thing as too much onion. Nice little chop there. Back into the bag it goes to be saved probably again for my cheeseburger pizza next Saturday. And I think I'm just going to use one Roma tomato. That should be pretty good. Again, I do like things a little on the thinner side. That is my personal preference. That is all up to however you want to make it yourself. And again, you can layer this any way you want. Oh, I think I got too many tomatoes. These should last, hopefully, until next week. Again, the same as the pickles. Try to get 2 or 3 on each. Very light press. The reason why I cut it thin is you can actually press it down a little bit better. Nice thin slice there. So I might need, it's a big one. That one will just get 2. I'm fine with that. There's a very quick wash. Take out the root beer. And we're going to have some root beer because that's the all-American drink. With this here on the side. I don't know what I'm doing with that bowl yet. Oh my god, Baggino! And of course, lettuce. On top. So that's all set. A little bit too much, but that's okay. I cut a little too much. I shall have some left over. Grab your spatula. And you go back outside and flip some burgers, baby. You know what? It'll test how well or how long it'll flip. Now, it doesn't seem like very long, but in actuality, it's been about 10 minutes. And that's why I like to put it, because you can see the orange flames coming out, which is a good sign. It means you're getting some of that grease out. Not necessarily charred yet. So here, again, it's a nice stripes. You're still getting all that good heat. Close that back up, let those cook a little bit longer. Again, really with prep time with cheeseburgers, it honestly takes about 20 minutes. I'll say most of it's in prep time. Again, you saw how long it took me. The vegetables already again. That's what it kind of looks like right there. Actually, I'm going to go get the root beer mug. Yes! My friends, we celebrate here with massive amounts of liquor-filled root beer. Nice big old mug. I'm going to be using the rest of that bottle. Fill that up with some ice cubes in a moment. So now, I'm going to go back here. That goes over there. Get meh, like that. Now, I like the cold cheese only because it just, to me, adds a little bit of texture. Can't show my face. That would be a crime against luchadors. We have our french fries that are still cooking. They're a little bit on the crunchy side. But I'm not going to use all of it because that would be way too much. My tummy shrunk a little bit, which is, I guess, a good thing. So I guess I now know the limits, so I put all that stuff in the back so it's a little bit warmer. Close up the oven. All this stuff done. I'll put some cheese out, knowing that I still have the burgers. Now, I like to do both top and bottom. I always like to double up, and I do it kind of an odd way. I like to make a nice little fold there. Don't need to eat raw onion skin. Get the whistles to some music. Now this cheese I'm going to actually put on top of the burger itself. If 2, 4, one piece gets 5. Gets one slice, that's fine. Hody root beer, mug. Obadiah, Obadiah. I'm going to have a mug of root beer. Root beer of booze. Giant ice cubes for a giant mug. Might as well fit all 4 of them. Put that down for a second. My hand, so you have the giant mug of root beer. And again, you have to celebrate somehow. I'm going to grab an open bottle, only because I'm not one of opening a new bottle every time. It's going to have a little bit of a taste to it. It's going to have some blood orange, some other stuff, some other taste to it. I'm going to set you up there, roughly where my spices are. This is a big mug, and this is a very low-proof alcohol anyway. I'm going to just come to there. I'm going to go just... That's probably pretty good. Whoop. That's what happens when you have too much stuff all over the place. And again, everything else, folks, it's going to be the root beer. You see how well it mixes already? And always traditional to have root beer. And by now, those burgers are probably done cooking. I'm going to set this right there. You can see how I've started to build stuff. I'm going to take my whole plate outside. And I just like to do it this way. Again, kind of traditional way. You can melt your cheese on top. That is entirely up to you. Sneak out the door. See if there's any more. And you can, oh, there we go. There's a couple going up right there. And you can hear the sizzle of the grill, which is always a good thing. A little flash. I'm going to put that there. I just like to turn my grill off first. Turn the gas off. That way I know it can serve a little bit of fuel. Turn all the knobs into the off position. Ah, see that smoke coming out? Cooked, but not necessarily charbroiled. That's the way you want it. Again, you saw how big they were. They do shrink up a little bit. You don't want too much shrinkage. Shrinkage is bad. And remember, these were also hand formed, so they're not perfect. Gonna need some uniqueness there. I'll take care of the scrub later. Boom! Goes the dynamite. Bring this plate in. there for a quick second. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. The cat's terrified right now. She's in the bedroom. So I do have to close that a little bit. Get this room ready for a show. And then we'll see. So it's about 2 hours. It's going to be pretty close. I'll be right back and we're going to build ourselves some good old-fashioned American-style cheeseburgers. So with any meat, you want to let it rest, but not too long. But you can tell if you take a look in the back, you see how the mozzarella is coming out of the mozzarella sticks? That means that's done, so I can turn this off. And we're just going to let that kind of simmer. We're going to build one hand flop. Actually, there we go. Flat. Flop. So you lose a little. Oh, shoot, I know what I forgot. I was so worried about the flop, I forgot about the cheese. Use up the rest of the cheese. Actually makes it a little bit stabler base. Yeah, I like the triangle it. I do like me some cheese, so it's my worst vice on. Now the only thing this is missing is a pickle spear, because you cannot have any proper sandwich. Any New Yorker knows this. You cannot have a proper sandwich without a pickle spear. Even though there's pickles on the sandwiches, it doesn't matter. That is a written rule by the sandwich standards. Put a pickle spear anywhere. Showcase it. And then let me show you the entire view of this. Again, a 4th of July American feast. Again, it is Cheeseburger Month, folks. To thank everyone for watching, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I can get this stuff done soon. Enjoy!